Well, smell you later.
I'm sorry, aren't we recording an episode of Raiders?
Nope. I'm off to find the real deal. Travel the world, explore lost cities, find caves full of living dinosaurs.
Are you insane? You'll break up the act.
Sorry. Peace. Woo! What a ride! I did it all and saw it all. Yeah, don't go out there. It's full of assholes.
Since the earliest days of movie making, the genre of the Lost World and its prehistoric denizens is one that always seems to die out, only to be rediscovered once again. From B-movies and cult films to modern blockbusters, we are the Raiders of the Lost genre. Dave,
Scott.
it's that time.
Yeah.
You know what? You wanted a little comfort food today, so we're returning to the world of Kevin Connor and Doug McClure, and in a double whammy, we are also returning to Atlantis for Warlords of Atlantis.
So,
Warlords of Atlantis.
real quick, remind me of Kevin Connor.
Kevin Connor is the director of the last two Edgar Rice Burroughs movies that we watched, I believe. Actually, all three.
Okay.
With Doug McClure, he did. Where is it? I'll trim this down. I'll trim this down. Honest to God. Oh, here we go. At the Earth's Core.
Right.
Peter Cushing.
Right. Okay.
And Land the Time Forgot and People the Time Forgot.
Okay. Okay. So that's the thing. I was hoping for a big scoop of something I've already had very many scoops of before, just to It's been one of those days.
Yeah. So here's a little Neapolitan for you.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do this.
Make a gross ass suicide.
Let's do this.
One of the things about Atlantis that I can never get over is how dry it is always.
You were expecting more moisture?
A regular city under the water is just a wet city. Just Chicago.
I don't know. It's Chicago. Okay.
It's Seattle.
Darling, it's better.
Talking to crabs. Getting crabs.
I mean, that's what you get from Atlantean women. All right, you ready for this shit?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. When one jumps on the Doug McClure sci-fi bandwagon, one goes down a rabbit hole. Warlords of Atlantis.
This is utterly believable.
We'll sell you the whole seat, but you only need the edge. Unfortunately, the further the star and director Kevin Connor stepped away from making Edgar Rice Burroughs adaptations, the worse their films got. John Ratzenberger.
He plays a truck.
As I hadn't seen Warlords of Atlantis as a kid, I'd forgotten just why I disliked it the first time I watched it. So when I stepped back in, I was pleasantly surprised. At first.
Roger Dickin? Is this a porn?
Dickin and his Richardson. Doug McClure plays Greg Collinson, a turn-of-the-century engineer in charge of a diving bell on a mysterious sea expedition.
Looks just right for the job.
Look, I'm not very happy about this voyage.
Not Richard Dawson.
Not Richard Dawson.
Look, there are a lot of fine ships have gone down in these waters. I don't want the Texas Rose to be another.
Very well. Your protest is noted.
Very well, we won't sink. Dear Lord.
I'll put it in the itinerary. Won't sink. Texas
Do not
Rose.
sink Texas Road.
Check.
Turns out the father-son Professor Aitken team. Hey, we're coming from Chicago. We're looking for Atlantis all along and find its entrance guarded by a gigantic underwater golden totem. I know that guy from something, but he just screams.
White bread?
Yeah, that too. He screams bargain bin Ronnie McDowell.
Yes.
There's Gorgo, there's Godzilla.
The hell?
Wow. Holy shit.
The statue is hoisted aboard the boat by deckhands who instantly conspire to steal it. Greg and young Charles Aitken are attacked by a prehistoric sea creature and have their diving bell lifelines cut free by deckhand Cliff from Cheers. No, really.
Hey, Grogan.
Hey, how much beer do you think we can fit in this thing?
Ah! It's me again, guys. You guys are dicks.
I was just saying hi. You had to go and give me dental work. Who's got the worst mop? The phone or Doug McClure?
It's neck and neck.
Greg, stop blabbering and look.
Whoa, hand puppet coming in.
Meanwhile, a gigantic Atlantean sentinel, played by a rubber octopus, attacks the boat and pulls most of the crew underwater.
Well, it's not the worst octopus I've ever seen, but it ain't the best.
Nah, it's a nice middle ground. What the? Look who I got!
Oh, look, Dad! Hi, Dad!
I'm gonna put this on my shelf at home. Got a few bodies, got a nice ornament for the mantle. It's a good day for this octopus.
Everyone, diving bell and duplicitous deckhands all, are sucked through a whirlpool into an underwater landscape trapped within a fallen astral body, which, for thousands of years, has contained the crumbling civilization known as Atlantis.
You alright?
Oh yeah, we should have brought like a duffel bag with swimming clothes in it,
Right,
like for just in caseies.
Wow, he's
Jesus.
dressed like an Atlantean. Hi!
My name is Admir.
Faith and Bigora.
Ah, to be sure.
Could you tell us exactly where we are?
You know, for no budget, not bad costumes.
Yeah?
These dudes. That's pretty threatening. Right?
Right? Yeah, that's a little spooky.
Jellyfish heads?
Yeah. With gills.
Greeted by Atmir and his faceless guards, the group is taken through a hellish landscape, past monsters and dead cities, and finally thrown in a slave pit with generations of captured sailors.
They'll protect you and keep you safe as you safely walk safely to our safe destination of safety. Blah, blah, blah,
Ow!
blah.
Ow! Jeez!
Safe, safe.
You will not find it on any map, but you know its name.
Atlantis.
They also can't make that hairstyle look good.
It's really hard.
It's just not working.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, that's I like the puppet work. I think that's actually kind of cool.
It's wild.
It's a neat design, whatever it is.
It's like a snapping turtle mud skipper lionfish.
Skippy for short.
Including the survivors of the Mary Celeste. While Greg makes goo-goo eyes at sexy Victorian slave girl Delphine, Charles is taken away.
Homeless Burt Reynolds is here. We got everything under control.
Oh.
The budget had either pants or helmets, and they made the right choice.
They don't know what's going to happen to them.
You know, if it isn't done, they'll be dead within 2 days, girl.
It's a civilization inspired by Charo.
Gregory, may I just remind you, it is still a scientific expedition.
We're stranded, dude. We're gonna live here for the rest of our lives.
Might as well get some.
Seriously.
As a scientist, he gets to meet the ruling class of Atlantis. All three of them, including Quain Atsil, played by Cyd Charisse's legs.
We people of Atlantis do not have pants.
Thank you. And may one inquire after yours?
Atsil.
Oh, that's why she doesn't have pants. That's Cyd Charisse.
A superior
They explain they originally came from Mars and wish to include the intelligent Charles in their plans of guiding humanity through endless wars to shape history using their mind powers.
We brought our cities, our way of life.
The effect is a little broken up top. Can you? The tracking needs to. Oh.
Our power and ambition.
This is like Birdemic levels of pantomime.
They will never be privileged as you are, Atkin, to see this city.
As you can see, our doorway technology is far beyond yours. Don't even need doors.
Meanwhile, the city walls are attacked by monstrous Zargs, and the slaves are expected to defend.
In position.
You guys missed? You had that long to aim and you missed.
Again.
Try hitting the monsters. Deal weeds.
Oh, he's not gonna be okay after that.
Father, no! Bye, Dad.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Gods?
Gods and monsters.
Oh my god.
You want to get yourself killed? Get out of here!
There's nothing to lose anymore. He's dead.
Greg and his crew say screw that and escape with Delphine, track down Charles, and plan to backtrack to the diving bell. Charles is under the power of the Atlantean Crystal War Helmet of Doom, though.
What the hell?
Wow, crystal helmet.
Here, put this on and hopefully it won't snap your neck.
You will know not only what is to be, but how to achieve it.
Trust us, you look really cool.
You realize you look like a giant penis with that on.
Oh, now he's watching episodes of MASH.
Is this thing working right? Because nothing's in here but fascism.
Yeah,
So, Greg smashes it and knocks him out.
Come on, we're getting out of here!
Tell them, Atkin. Tell them you're one of us now.
One of us.
I want to be with the SS. Leave me alone.
Yeah, sorry, Charlie.
I told you not to worry, Mr. Atkin.
You cannot escape!
You're the one who wanted to stay, remember? I'll go bleed man. Now we're on our own.
Doesn't even sound like he's from Chicago.
Yar. He's bouncing between like New Englander, pirate, and like British. John accent, Lisberger.
The king and queen are simply miffed, but Atmir gives chase with his faceless gill guards through the monster-laden hellscape.
Follow the babe, the girl, the boobs, damn it. Did we go through 3 matte paintings before or 4? I can't remember.
You stay here.
Oh, this guy's back. All right.
Uh-oh. Oh my god, it's totally eating that action figure. Oh, he's got my G.I. Joe. I'll just say a few words for a dear departed.
We must know where we are.
What the heck?
Delphine, too, is bound to Atlantis because of her conversion to Gill Girl, so she covers the crew's escape.
All I have to do is shoot one window out and they're fucked.
Seriously.
That's not very ladylike.
Yeah, at this point we get it, right? Like, there's a lot of water.
The diving bell returns to the boat, where the captain and deckhands admit guilt, while threatening Greg and the professors with death.
Mr. Mr. McClure, my bends hurt.
What's this all about, Daniels?
I tried to make a deal with the professor. He wanted everything for himself.
Grogan!
I thought we were bubble buddies.
Bubble buddies.
Bell Bros, remember?
Ah,
Holy coyote!
finally sounded like John Ratzenberger.
But the Octo Sentinel attacks again, destroying the boat and killing the mutinous captain.
P.S. What the fuck is that, by the way? The movie's almost over, and I still don't know what that is. Oh, it's the octopus's toy. Okay, I get it.
Oh, so this must be the octopus's garden.
That was his lawn ornament in the shade. It's an Atlantean garden gnome.
I'm on the door! Yeah!
Fine, Kevin. I'll do another movie for you, but this time I spend the whole last third of the movie with my shirt off. Beating the shit out of that model boat.
I feel like this has been going on the entire movie now. Oh, great Cthulhu, please save us! Cthulhu provides!
The others escape in a dinghy, making the deckhands act as an outboard motor.
Every problem this movie has is solved by a monster.
Warlords of Atlantis, aka Seven Cities of Atlantis, is about as incongruous a romp as its title is suggestive of things that are barely present in the movie. Written by Brian Hales, a Brit that had some success writing some 1960s and 70s Doctor Who scripts, the adventure never commits to much of anything.
All I've learned from this movie is you can't trust sailors or Atlanteans.
Our heroes are mired by idiocy within their own ranks, the would-be romance stays behind for no good reason, and our antagonists are few in number and ultimately impotent in their goals. It's an interesting concept that never quite pans out, in part because we're introduced to a dying Atlantean civilization under siege by constant undersea monsters and conditions, but if there ever was even enough people to fill 7 cities, then they were never much of a threat to humanity to begin with.
Mamma mia. Good God.
Okay. So that, Dave, was Warlords of Atlantis. I would like, if you don't mind, I would like to take the first few stabs at this.
Sure.
Okay. We've now watched, you haven't watched this with me, and this won't be on the show, but this is another movie by him, by Kevin Connor. Arabian Nights. I got it because, come on, it's an Arabian movie with Christopher Lee. Okay, cool. And the girl in it's cute and, you know, whatever. So I got it, watched it. I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
We have watched now Warlords of Atlantis. We have watched At the Earth's Core. We have watched The Land That Time Forgot and The People That Time Forgot.
Uh-huh.
Kevin Connor does not know how to make a movie that satisfies.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
He makes interesting, exciting fantasy movies of the 1970s. And At the Earth's Core is at least somewhat satisfying. But ultimately, you kind of hit the nail on the head when you're talking about the fact that, like, there isn't a human character in Warlords of Atlantis that makes a damn bit of difference
Negative.
to anything. Nothing changes.
Yeah. Art,
People either escape or die.
they have no art. Nobody learns anything,
No.
right? Because, like, okay, so, yeah. So what we should have seen, anyone change who they were, but they never did.
No, even in this one again, one of the biggest disappointments to me is the girl doesn't go with him. Why? There's no reason for her not to. Zero reason.
Like it's
and she's just like, okay, I'll just stay here toiling my life away. And you know, Doug McClure is just like, all right, old girl.
totally cool with that. Like I'm used to losing basically everything when they've got to go home. Right?
Yeah.
Because that's
That's the treasure movie. That's the Lost World movie. It's like the world explodes,
but
and
the
you
girl
manage
always
to.
comes along for the ride.
Right. They don't even get the gold. You know, they don't even kill off the villains who are murderous bastards.
Yeah, it's a non-adventure.
Mm-hmm.
They basically just show up. There are some shenanigans, and then it ends.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was expecting, because when looking back, aside from At the Earth's Core, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun, and don't get me wrong. I enjoy these movies, but at the end of the day, at the beginning, in the first one, Land of the Time Forgot, you basically have everybody attempt to escape, and then everything goes pear-shaped, and they walk off, and they cast a note into the ocean, and that's how we get a movie.
Yeah.
And then in the follow-up, Pat Wayne shows up to rescue him, and Doug McClure dies. And we get an escape movie, and it's sort of satisfying because they escaped, but that's it. Okay, huzzah. Again, there's always an element to all of his films where it's just not a punch in the air. There's nothing satisfying.
No.
Really satisfying.
It just, yeah, because it kind of feels like this is just one long gray blob that has been chopped up and prepackaged in a couple different things. Because nothing about it really wants me back.
Okay, here's the thing. We started watching this and I was like, wow, why didn't I like this the first time? This is actually kind of cool. The moment that they get underwater, they're attacked by like a dinosaur thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's at least cool. We're already moving into monster territory right away. The moment that they're in, under the ocean and under Atlantis, inside the giant asteroid or whatever it is that Atlantis is supposed to be, they're getting attacked by cool puppet monsters. And then they're in there, and it's like, oh, hey, girl, love interest. Ooh, we're being attacked by different monsters. Okay. Ooh, cool set design. This is cool. And then we reach past, like, the halfway mark, and all of a sudden, and yeah, the moment that the cast gets separated, nothing happens. It's literally like, hey, here's what the plot was. You better escape the plot.
Yeah, and since there's no exposition, I guarantee you noticed this too, but instead of having to explain things or come across any story, all the points at which they stop during all of our walking scenes is simply to tell one another that one of them is tired and the other one says we can't stop.
Yeah. It's all just set up for like it's ideas, but it's not good storytelling.
What the problem is with a lot of these, maybe all of them, is pacing.
Yeah.
Because we get front-loaded in this one to then be let down by the constant slog and the slush and the garbage of the second half because the octopus fight was way too long. All their fist fights were way too long.
Yeah.
By then, we'd already seen a country mile of monsters, and by then I was bored because we left them still attacking the gates of the city.
Yeah, that was really weird. Like
no resolution.
There's no resolution to twice. It's like, oh hey, you're past all that and inside. Well, meanwhile, while all the exposition is happening, those things are still being fought off at the gates. It's like, wait, after all these
because they were
thousands of years later, you still haven't figured out how to like kick those things off the wall?
Seriously. And not only that, like where every plot device was a monster, once their usefulness is there and done, they didn't even get bothered to be written out.
At least in some of the other movies, it's like you get the forgive this because it's like, oh, we're looking at it from an adventure movie perspective as opposed to killing off animals. But still, at least in like the People That Time Forgot and Land That Time Forgot, or even At the Earth's Core, when monsters appear, you defeat the monsters. In this, not a single monster is killed, not a single villain is killed, except for the captain, I think.
It just felt everything was just there because it had to tick a box. And once that box was ticked, it was completely dropped from the story, but not from the movie.
Yeah.
They're walking past the monsters that
it's like somebody raised a finger and said, you know, that's still going on. They're like, oh, right, that's right.
Oh, yeah, we'll put it in the background. And they'll walk by, and they'll go, okay. A couple of things that needed to happen. We needed to know what they were there for, why Troy McClure is bamboozled, and find some emotional stakes in any of these characters. And I'll remind you, Delphine's dad gets eaten by a monster, and she sheds nary a tear. She's like, my dad's dead.
My dad's dead. Oh,
all right, let's go. And they go, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So who cares? Like, why did they even have him at?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if she's gonna stay. If she's gonna stay, her dad is dead.
Why would she stay?
The story set it up. Oh, well, I'll go with you dudes. This place sucks and my dad is dead. And she's like, you know what? I'm tripling down. This place sucks, my dad is dead, and I'm gonna stay.
So, I don't get it.
You idiot!
I don't get it. I mean, at the end of the day, I still like some of these movies, but yeah, this movie is the cherry on top in terms of like frustration and discontent.
I want to think that like by the end when Delphine's like, now I'm gonna stay, like Doug wanted to put some mustard on it and be like, no! But by then he was probably so beaten down by the director.
Like, ta-ta, girl.
He's like, it was like a solid 3 count where she's like, I can't go. He's like, huh? all right, and he's out.
He's out.
There was just nothing to hold on to. There
No.
was no reason for anything, and even if there was a reason, I wouldn't even have cared to find out why. Be like, hey,
Something, but I mean, that's just it. It's like, this was a good-looking movie in certain ways.
it's a bummer.
Yeah,
There was
because I
plenty
really
of fun effects that
Yeah.
we could have reveled in if
it had been satisfying at all.
at all.
Yeah.
It's like eating a sandwich that is every ingredient that is kind of like what you like, but not.
Right.
If you like yellow mustard, it's Dijon.
Yeah, yeah.
If you like Miracle Whip, it's mayonnaise. If you like lettuce, there's cabbage on it. If you're a turkey man, it's a chicken sandwich. It's everything that you almost want.
Right, and then when you want to follow up, can I have the one no, I'm sorry, that's a display model. No, I'll eat it. Oh, yeah.
Then you're like, oh yeah, this is barely
terrible.
passable.
All right, so let's just skip to the chase then. What on the official sheepometer, what do you give this?
I kept thinking to myself, you can't make it a 5 because it wasn't utterly terrible, but as I racked my brain for like, what would go in the pros column?
The Muppets.
Doug McClure, the Muppets.
McClure, the cleavage, and the Muppets.
Okay, so we got a solid 3 count, and then the rest of the movie goes in the other column. So yeah, it's
Maybe
sad.
Cyd Charisse's legs. I mean, they still look good in, whatever year this was.
Maybe, but it was just like a pair of legs with a babbling speaker on top of it that wasn't saying anything important. Because now, dude has been gifted with the knowledge of the fall of man, essentially. To him, because he gets to see World War I, World War II, advanced warfare weaponry, and then Doug's like, psh, psh, knock that off, and he's like, woo, I almost went crazy.
I almost went fascist there. Good thing you're here, Doug.
Yeah, a good slap by Doug knocks out the fascism, which is like, and that's the thing, 5 fingers on Doug Tannen, it gets a 5.
All right. You know what? I'm not sure. I honestly don't know what to give this on the sheepometer, because it's enough to piss me off. Which means
That's why I was hoping
so
it
it's
would
not
move the
just
needle.
so it's not just sitting in the basement 5,
Yeah.
because it's got all this cool stuff. I'm gonna give it a 4 because it's like it's enough to like get me pumped and then piss me off.
I can respect that, because like that's the thing. I'm walking that line where I was getting pissed off, but not enough to find any interest. Because after these words leave my mouth, and the lights go out on this studio, and they go, "That's a wrap on the episode," I will never think of this again.
Yeah,
I'll go
and
back to
I
watching-
honestly I think that was my problem with this movie is like we hit play and I was like, oh, I don't remember this being this good. Yeah, there's a reason, pal.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
one of those experiences that moves over you like a blanket pulled over you on a bed, and as soon as it's off, you go, "What was that all about?" And it's over. But whatever, it'll slip into oblivion, and I'll go back to watching The Last Dinosaur.
Thank God.
God damn it,
I
Richard
gotta-
Poon. I love you, man. I take back everything I said about your sunglasses.
That's it. I'm out of here.
Don't you live here?